Hey everyone, I was asked to film a video about heavy metals testing as well as how I go about testing the specific gravity of urine. So I wanted to go ahead and present this to you. Right here in front of you, if you are ordering from watermicroman.com for the heavy metals test, you will be provided with this testing board, which will show you all of the heavy metals. As you can see, it's got all of the examples that we may need of what we're testing for. You will also be provided with this little packet of the testing paper. You'll be given a bag full of these cylinders, which counts the mLs from 1 to 8. You'll get a cylinder cap, a bag of pipettes, and a bag of testing solution. This is the activating solution. So for specific gravity, what we use is we just go to, we order through McKesson, and we just get urine testing strips, which tests from leukocytes, nitrogen, all the way down to glucose. So we also have those. You can pick those up anywhere, sometimes even at your local Walmart or Walgreens. We got a little bit bigger party cups for the urine testing because the Micro Waterman, he sends really tiny specimen cups, which are kind of ridiculous to have our patients test in. Here is what you'll get, and like I said, your patients will literally laugh at you if you ask them to make a sample in that. So just go to the local store and get just standard size little kid cups if you want to. I'm going to go ahead and get started on how I test for the heavy metals. So with your cylinder, you're going to want to take out one of the test papers, and they're really hard to get out, so just make sure you don't drop them all over the place. I only say it because it's happened. And it's like this little cardboard swatch. Just drop that at the bottom. Set the rest of the test papers aside. Go ahead and grab your activation solution. Add it in to your cylinder. Twist on your cap and shake it up. Let that sit for a minute. You can see that it's got the teal paper now. The paper has turned teal, so which means it's active, showing no metals. And just let that sit for one moment. Next, you're going to go ahead and grab your testing strip for checking pH and specific gravity. Just pull out one single one. From here, you're going to need to take your pipette and just fill your pipette up and run it right over the urine strip. So that should give you enough to be able to test that. And then just set that down for a moment. While we're letting the urine strip absorb, we're going to go ahead and add in our first amount of urine to the heavy metals testing. So again, fill up your pipette. And you're going to want to add this in until it gets to line number 2. So just filling that up till about right there. Putting the cap on. And giving it a quick shake. Let that sit for a moment, and while that's sitting to see if it tests for any metals on the first round, you're going to want to go ahead and check your strip itself. Comparing it to the standards here, this when we come down here to to the pH level, you're just going to kind of run it across. This person's pH is about a 6.5. We do have some blood in the urine, so we want to make sure we document that. And when it comes to specific gravity, I'm looking about a 1.01 to 1.015. Sometimes it can be in between. So you do want to make sure that your staff documents that as best as possible. Just have a cheat sheet of paper. This is not your official document. So just make sure you have your staff write down exactly what they found on this urine strip. So again, pH was 6.5, blood was extremely prominent, so we're just going to go with 50 on that one. And my specific gravity was a 0.10 slash 0.010 to 0.015. So now you're actually done with that strip. You will not need to touch that anymore. The next thing you're going to do is check your heavy metals. So on the metals, the reason it's got that white background is so that you can see the color pretty well. You'll see that there's no metals change in there. If there were said metals, they would be either a color changing line up top or a line below that has changed colors. So you're going to look at the entire teal strip to make sure that you know exactly what you're looking at. So again, we're going to go ahead and add in another sample up to line number 3. So again, filling your pipette to number 3, putting your lid on, and shaking it up. You'll be able to tell pretty quickly if there's going to be metals in the system when you start adding in layers to lines 2, 3, and 4. They'll show pretty dominantly. Still not showing anything, so we're going to go ahead and add to the next section. Again, just filling to the next line, which is number 4. Shaking that up. I'm going to bring it over to here. And we'll bring that up a little bit so you guys can see it. Now, I don't know if you guys can tell, but this is changing. With the light, it's kind of hard. Let me see if I can bring this around so you can see. But right here, this underlying color, that is pink. There's pink right here. So you want, so you want pink, maybe, and even a bit of purple. So when you get multicolors, which is very common, you can get multicolors, you want to write down each and every color. So here we're going to have to write down copper and zinc. So again, on just your side sheet of paper, you're writing down any of your findings. And we're going to go one more time up to line number 5 with our sample. Filling your pipette and filling it again, like I said, to line number 5. Shake it up. Give it a moment. And let it sit. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but again, we are getting a significant amount of color change on here. It's very purple now with the pink. You can actually see the 2 division lines of the pink and purple. Purple's up here, pink's right here. So what I do here is, again, those are already the metals that we have written down. So I just let that sit. I don't touch it again. And then I let it sit for about 3 to 4 more minutes to see if any other metals arise from that urine. And then from there, you just go ahead and put that into your urinalysis documentation that you will present with your patient on their day 2 in their findings. And then whenever you're running your monthly checks, or however you have it set up with your patients, you'll have the documentation of where they were in the beginning. So again, just come back and check that last line about 3 to 4 minutes after you put in your last sample, just to see if the color changes at all. Mine is still very pink and purple. And if you guys have any questions or would like more information about where we get our testing from, just shoot me an email or comment on this video and I'll be glad to help. I hope y'all are having a wonderful day.